Hi, Gail. Thank you for sharing. A little muffled, hopefully to get better. Hi, Alice in Wonderland. How's it going, Timbo? Hope you didn't miss it. I'm just literally getting started. I waited for you, Melissa. Hi, Gloria. Hi, Betty. Thank you guys for coming in tonight. I'm doing really good. Doing good, Timbo. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I wanted to discuss some things tonight that I find deeply concerning, and I hope that, once I share what I need to share tonight, you guys um, share, my concern for what's recently happened. Hi, Rammer, how are you? Hi, Elements, how are you? Thank you guys for sharing. Rammer, how's my voice to you? Is it muffled or is it good on your end? I'm doing good. Hi, Fuck, how are you? I don't know if do I call you Fuck it or Puck it. I never know how to pronounce it. It's muffled. Hey, Virgo. We don't need a muffled live tonight. Let me see. Let me try something real quick. Let me mute myself and then unmute myself. Okay. Liza Tamari. Hi. Did that help any? Is that any better at all? Much better? Good. Still the same? It's crazy. Like, it'll be muffled with some, but not others. One of these days, I'm going to get my own phone contract because my phones are from the companies that I work for. I don't have a phone in my name. And I don't want a phone bill, so that's the only reason why I haven't upgraded this one. This one is old. I don't. Yeah, I have nothing on. It's total silence. Let me mute again. Sometimes muting myself and unmuting helps. Okay, how's that? That's better. The same. But is everyone able to at least understand me? Okay. As long as you guys can understand me. If it's really bad, try going out and then coming back in and seeing if that helps. At one point tonight, I'm going to have someone come up in the box, and typically with this phone, when I have someone come into the box, that's when I become very muffled. You got your trusty headphones on? No, no fans on. Well, actually, yeah, my ceiling fan is on, but it's very quiet. Okay. Hey, Melody, how are you? Hey, Boss Michael, how are you? Thank you guys for taking your time out of your lives tonight to come in here um, and support this live and to hear what I have to say. There's two different incidents that I'm going to speak on. One I'm going to go through quickly. I'm going to save the one that I find deeply concerned. I find both of these deeply concerning. Hi, Jill. Welcome in. But I'm going to save one of the ones that really, really disturbs me even more so for last. Okay. It's really clear now? That's crazy. Good. Okay, well, hopefully it stays that way. Yay, we have audio. No more technical difficulties. I'm not going to move. I'm not going to do anything, y'all. I'm going to stay right where I'm at and just talk. And honestly, I didn't do anything. It's crazy. All right. So recently, okay, everybody knows Doug Lang. That's who KK obsessively covers. Okay. Recently, she accused the man of being and I have to modify the word, a sex predator. Now, what she did by accusing Doug of being a predator is very troubling. That's the same kind of reckless behavior that we saw from SP for years, throwing out serious accusations without facts just to hurt someone. False accusations like that, they don't just harm an individual, they also take away attention from the real issues and real victims. When people throw around words like sexual predator without understanding the weight of that label, it causes harm across the board. So we need to talk about accountability. If we want to create a space that is safe and fair for everyone, then people who make false accusations need to be held responsible, not just for the harm that they cause to the people that they target, but for the fear and confusion that they spread to everyone watching. Accountability isn't about revenge. It's about making sure that the truth matters. As a community, we have a responsibility. We need to hold accountable those who spread misleading information and false allegations on this app. When we stay silent, we allow lies to grow, but when we speak up, we show that the truth still matters and that we won't stand by while others are targeted unfairly. So it doesn't matter if you approve of someone's lifestyle or not. It doesn't matter if you think that they're a beggar or even believe that they're a scammer. If someone is not a predator, then calling them one is wrong, plain and simple. KK, you had no right to throw that kind of label around just because you disagree with Doug and how he lives. When we misuse serious terms like that, we take away from their real meaning. These words are meant to protect people and to bring justice to real victims. Throwing them around carelessly turns them into a weapon instead of tools for truth. We have to protect the weight of these words by using them responsibly. KK, if you truly believe that Doug is a predator, then you need to do the right thing. You need to contact law enforcement. You need to share all of your evidence with them. That is how serious accusations should be handled, not broadcasted carelessly on social media without proof, just like SP did for an extended period of time. Yeah, rumors run quickly. And even though somebody may vaguely know Doug, just because they heard the rumor that he's a predator, then automatically he's labeled at that. And he's labeled that, and it's wrong. That is a very serious accusation. To throw something like that around so casually, as if it's just another insult. KK, you have no qualifications to make that judgment. You clean houses for a living, and you've been a waitress. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it doesn't make you a legal authority. You are not a lawyer. You're not a judge. You are not the holy grail of the justice system. And yet, here you are assigning one of the most serious, damaging labels that a person can carry based on your own bias and absolutely no evidence. That's not justice. It's reckless, and it has real consequences. This is not just about calling someone out. It's about the damage that is done when people think that they can play judge and jury without any understanding
of the weight that their words carry. Doug may live differently, he may not be perfect, but labeling him something as serious as a predator without evidence is not just wrong, it's dangerous. And it ruins lives. And it silences real victims because the more people that cry wolf, the less people will listen when there's truly a threat. She is, to my knowledge, burning bridges. She is. We, as a community, have to come together. We cannot keep letting people like KK hijack these conversations just to stir up drama. It's time to draw a line. It's time to demand truth, evidence, and accountability from the people who speak these lies. KK wants to sit behind a screen and act like her opinions are fact, as if having a phone and a following makes her qualified to hand out life-ruining accusations. But here's the truth. What she's doing is abuse. It's manipulative and it's cruel and it needs to stop. Because if we let this slide, if we let anyone with a grudge and a platform destroy someone's name without proof, we're all in danger of being next. Every single one of us. This kind of behavior from her, it's not bravery, it's not advocacy, it's bullying dressed up as concern. KK's not protecting anyone. She's exploiting fear and using serious, painful topics as ammunition in a personal fight. And the saddest part is that some people have bought into it. Not because it's true, but because it's loud, because it's messy, and it gets views. That's not what we're here for in awareness. And the worst part, every time she throws around a word like predator, she spits in the face of every real survivor who fought to be believed. She makes it harder for the truth to matter. She makes it harder for real victims to speak up because people start to tune out. And here's what makes it even more disturbing. KK herself claims to be a victim of domestic violence. She said that she knows what it's like to be hurt, to be dismissed, to be doubted. So how can someone who's walked through that pain turn around and weaponize the same kind of false accusations that ruin lives? She should know better, and she should do better, because when a self-proclaimed survivor becomes the one causing harm, it's not just hypocritical, it's actually heartbreaking. If we don't speak up against this kind of behavior, y'all, then we're sending a message that it's okay to lie, to accuse, to destroy, as long as it gets attention and it gets views. It's not okay. It's not okay today, not tomorrow, not ever. The line has to be drawn now. Because the truth still matters, and we're not letting people like KK rewrite it just to suit their agenda. In the end, this isn't just about defending one person. It's about defending what's right. It's about reminding people that words have power, and with that power comes responsibility. We don't have to agree with someone's lifestyle to stand up for fairness. We just have to care enough to stand up for the truth. So she wanted to make those not only did she accuse Doug of being a predator, she also posted and accused a teacher of supporting predators because she's a supporter of Doug's. So what if that teacher's employer saw that post and that woman gets put on administrative leave? There was no children there. If there were children there, the intent, let me read to you what it means to be a sexual predator. Because this is very, very important for people to understand what it means to be a predator. To be legally classified as a sexual predator, a person must be convicted of a qualifying sex crime such as rape, sexual battery, or child exploitation. So there were families there an hour before the incident happened. I saw the video. He didn't expose himself on live. He was at the creek and he was drunk. Does Doug do stupid shit when he's drunk? He does. Does he do vile shit? Yes. I'm not here defending Doug's behavior in any way, shape, or form. I am defending the fact that he's not ever been, she's being accused of being a predator when he's never been convicted of that. And she is not the person to make those choices. Exactly. It does. You're right. Now, let me just explain what it means to be a predator. So they must be convicted of a qualifying sex crime, such as rape, battery, or child exploitation, be evaluated as an ongoing risk to reoffend, often through psychiatric assessment, be formally declared a predator by a judge or entered into a state designated registry. And Doug is not any of those. So until a court deems him a predator, she cannot go on live and accuse him of being a predator. Because it matters because people can't just throw around serious accusations and labels on people when they've never been convicted of such crimes. KK is none of the following. She's not a judge. She's not a licensed mental health evaluator. She's not a law enforcement officer or someone with access to sealed criminal records. And KK herself has said that she has serious mental health disorders, which makes me question whether or not she should even be doing awareness. What she calls awareness and what I call pretend awareness. Exactly. If anyone, same with SP. SP did the same thing. She accused Chris Mosteller. She accused myself. She accused the mole. She accused Dawn. She accused Mackenzie. She accused Otto. She accused MJ. There were what, 8 of us that she accused of trafficking. And all along, I said, if you feel that someone is trafficking children, then you need to go to the authorities. And SP told her followers that she worked with the FBI and had been working with them for 3 years on cases like that. Come on, the woman sat in her camper, she got high, and here she is, and she scammed thousands from the community. Thousands from the community. That was all part of her scam. And I intercepted her scam, and that pissed her off. Now, let's not be surprised if tomorrow, this is how KK is going to rebuttal this. KK is going to rebuttal by saying, Chris, tell the truth, supports predators. No, I don't support predators. I support the truth. I support the truth. And until you can show me and prove to me that there's actual evidence from a court of law that that man is a predator, then you need to stop making those accusations. Does anyone have questions about this? I'll be happy to answer. And then I'm going to go into the next incident that I find deeply concerning. KK likes to make false accusations. She also accused me. Yeah, SP is cray cray. Cray cray, real cray cray. She also accused me of supporting someone who made fake profiles of Lisa Richards, someone who's racist, um, and multiple other things when she is the one that supported that person for 8 months knowing that they did it. I didn't even know that that person had made a profile of Lisa Richards, but yet she posted that I support the person who does that, that I support that. I didn't even know. I didn't even know, had no idea until she posted it. But that's an example, another example of the false allegations that she likes to post. Now, is everyone aware of the horrific and very sad homicide that occurred at the Devil's Den State Park? There was a mother and a father. They were, yeah, they were unalived. They have three children. Two of the children were present. The mother got her children, the two children that were with them, away from the horror, and then went back to help her husband. And unfortunately, sadly, they were both unalived. But a sketch was posted, and apparently someone had gone into an app to make the sketch more realistic or something. But anyway, a sketch began circulating on TikTok. And then accusations started that it looked like Doug Lang. Well, Country for Life 1202 Snark began reposting every damn post that they saw, knowing damn well that was not Doug. As a matter of fact, if you go to Country for Life Snark's page, Country for Life 1202 Snark's page, you can see that they posted, and it's dated on July the 26th, the date of the murder. Doug was at his campsite, and they knew damn well Doug did not do it, but they reposted every single one. Don even reposted it, knowing that Doug didn't commit that crime. Again, so the man was recently accused of being a predator, and then things are being reposted to insinuate that he was responsible for the homicide. Doug is approximately 11 hours from where it took place. 5.5 hours, 5.5 back. He would have had to prepare for it. He would have had to drive there. He would have had to gas up. He would have had to walk the trails. He would have had to locate his victim. He would have had to committed the crime. And then he would have had to clean up and drive all the way back to his camp. But he was being live streamed. They knew where Doug was. It's on Country for Life Snark's page. July the 26th. There's Doug. He's drunk at his camp. So why would you repost something like that? Which then, while this made national news, there's a national manhunt looking for this suspect. And it takes law enforcement's attention away, and it directs it towards Doug. And Doug was questioned. Law enforcement questioned Doug about the homicide. Doug had no idea why they were questioning him and asking him all these questions. He said that he thought that it was something that Edgy had told the police. He had absolutely no idea. That took away resources for the police and the investigators while they were looking for the real culprit of the homicides. That's sick. When you could have said, no, that's not Doug. I know Doug Lang was at his camp. Let's not spread misinformation. Yes, we're not here, checkmate. We are not here as awareness to destroy people's lives. That's SP behavior. Even Ding Ding himself says SP is gone, but the behaviors still continue. I don't think he's stopping by. As a courtesy, I went into his live because I'm talking about him, and I just wanted to make him aware. I'm going to be bringing up a couple of things that I didn't agree with, just as a courtesy. So this is just in general. It doesn't matter if it were Doug or anyone else. It's wrong what happened. But he was held for 24 hours at the police department. Hold on, I can play the I'll play it for you. Exactly what Doug said. You find it?
The Devil's Dinner. This guy looks almost exactly like the sketch Sands had. This is great that they call him, especially so. This is about. He says, "Do you got proof where you were at Saturday?" I said, "Fuck, why wouldn't I have proof? I do social media. I got a camera that sees me every fucking day that I've been here for the past 2 weeks." And he's still not telling me what this is about. And I'm thinking it's something to do with Angie made some shit up or something. And I'm like sitting there, we're going back and forth for an hour. So finally, he goes, "I'm going to tell you what this is about." And he shows me a sketch and a homicide that happened down in Arkansas Saturday. And he's looking at the other officer and he's looking at me and they're looking at the hat. And they're like, that hat don't look like him. His face don't look like him. So they get a hold of the sheriff down there in Arkansas and they send a picture of me through email. And the sheriff's like, that's not him. Yeah, I'm like, you guys are saying that I did a fucking homicide Saturday when I got proof that I was fucking here? And all that is because of these fucking sick fucking trolls.
Well, what I can do, you guys, I can do a FOIA request and we can find out exactly what happened.
I've been chatting and they spotted someone who looked almost exactly like the sketch. They think it's this guy.
So this is them showing the
So I did a little
sketch.
bit more digging who this guy is, and he's always with a female. This female. She looks like this woman who has just been arrested July 6th of this year for having weapons of crime. This looks exactly like this woman, and this guy has been hanging around with her. Just look at the picture side by side. She was also charged for 2019 for chasing a guy with a knife. Do you think this guy is the one that the TikTok community think it is? He looks very similar to the sketch, but that's for investigators to decide.
There's one guy that actually even posted after they found the guy who committed the murders and said that people need to go to Doug's page and apologize to the man for, accusing him of possibly committing the murders. It's just wild to me. And this is KK right here saying that Doug's a predator.
Him and somebody else are scamming people.
Let me fast forward it. Here we go.
Show my opinion. But he is a predator. I said what I said. So he was at the lake, the little creek or whatever. They were over there, and he's a drunk. He's an addiction. But whenever he sat there, with those families around him, he had just said something to like a dad. There were kids around, families around. And he's sitting there in his chair inside the lake. Whatever. But whenever he whips it out several times to urinate while those families are there, instead of getting up and going somewhere privately, that's predatory behavior. He has showed himself multiple times on live doing that. He actually got banned from Clapper and Favorited for exposing himself. That's predatory behavior. Also, what his dad had said. That call's still up on my YouTube. There's no proof behind it, so I never really made a video about it because I don't have any proof. But his dad mentioned it. If you don't think showing your genitals on a live stream or showing it around where families can see, children can see, isn't predatory behavior, you are also the problem. If you think nothing's wrong with that. If you think absolutely nothing was wrong with that. If you think having a puppy suckle on your chest while somebody else is down there, if you don't think that's bestiality, something is wrong with you. Oh, haha, they just laughed about it. Like, no, this man, yes, he's an addict, but he's also a predator. He's a predator. He's also, actual things have happened with that dog involved, with that puppy involved. The abuse is already starting to happen. Oh, he nipped at my ear, so I smacked the shit out of him. Okay, he's a puppy. I had to calm down for a second. So, for those wondering, like, when is enough enough? When he's banned off of every single account on TikTok. That's when enough is enough, because that's what happens when you're a predator and you're on social media. We will get every single account taken down, and we are working on getting him IP banned, and I don't care if that makes you mad. I don't care. Yes, he's an addict. I have empathy for him because he's an addict, but I have empathy because I don't want anybody to succumb to their addiction. I don't. But he is, yes, he's an addict, but he's also a predator. He perpetrates DV. For the last several days, there's literally been domestic violence right in front of our eyes, and y'all still support it.
I can't let anybody up right now because until I'm done, because I don't want my voice to get muted, and it happens when I put someone up in a box, because I do have someone that I spoke to before my live that wants to come in, so I'm going to let them up first. That way, if my voice does get muffled, they were able to say what they needed to say. No, I'm not saying that I support Doug at all. I'm just in general, for anyone to accuse someone who has not been. Hold on a second. My live is being discontinued. If I do get knocked off, my backup is the same exact name as this page, but it has the number 2 behind it. I try to be fair, and I just try to stand on the truth. I'm going to, but you knew that it wasn't Doug when people were saying that it was Doug. Did you speak out? Did any of y'all speak out over there and said, this is not Doug? We know this man, and we know this man was at his camp during the day that this occurred. Who knows if they I don't know that they allowed the dog to do that or not, Sonny. If they did, that's absolutely disgusting. But who in here, I know that KK over exaggerates things all the time. Who in here, let's be real, has animals? Who in here has animals? When you're busy doing what the animals are nosy. So whether or not the dog stuck his nose up in there, most couples just say, get out of the way. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. Dogs smell things. They're curious. They think that you're playing. This is a puppy. I don't know. But I'm just saying that, we got to be realistic here. Yeah, especially puppies. Well, regardless, until the court of law convicts someone as being something as serious as a predator, then KK should not be accusing anyone of being a predator. But she went further than that and accused a school teacher of supporting predators because she follows someone, and that is wrong. But to intentionally mislead the public during a national double homicide investigation at the Devil's Den on July the 26th, when 2 parents were unalive and their children were left behind at the scene, is disgusting. I didn't see anyone speak out and say that that wasn't Doug. Is there anyone in here that can show proof that they spoke out? It is notorious for it. But, instead of helping the investigation or respecting the gravity of the crime, Country for Life, in coordination with others, flooded TikTok by reposting and connecting Doug Lane to that sketch, despite having clear evidence on their own page that Doug was innocent. He was live all day. He was drinking in Missouri. He was arguing online. They knew that. They had the proof and still reposted it. We know that that Snark, Country for Snark page, highly supports KK. Everything KK posts, they immediately repost it. Let me look. Yeah, she immediately goes to try and defend herself because she knows that the shit was about to hit the fan. I have the screenshots of them reposting. I don't know who made the original post. I think it wasn't anyone that was involved with Camper Crew. Well, let me rename them. It's Camper Crew Remnants because many of the people left SP and they no longer involved themselves with those types of behaviors. But as Ding Ding himself said, that SP is gone, but the behaviors continue because there's still a handful of them that are continuing those same nasty behaviors. You know, what it is they took that opportunity during a nation, this made national news. The Camper Crew remnants are a dying community. They are very desperate to stay alive, and they used that opportunity to try and grow at the expense of taking up investigators and law enforcement's times from finding the real culprit. Oh, I'm not for Ding Ding Ruby, but that's one thing that I agree with that Ding Ding said. I should have said, Doug didn't do this. Please don't waste law enforcement's time. I feel that it was calculated sabotage done during a real homicide investigation that made national news while two children waited for answers. There isn't much that I miss, baby doll. So, for anyone who's part of the awareness community, it's very, very important to understand who you're standing next to. There's some shady shit that goes on there. Thank you, Sissy. This has nothing to do with who you like or who you don't like. Um, this is about accountability over community. Ding Ding himself, Ding Ding, the good troll. Um, you know, he terrorized many people on this app fishing. You know, let's look at Brady, who has special needs. You know, he participated in that. Let's go back to Tara. We will never forget Tara Benson. You know, one may say that I'm trying to protect Doug or defend Doug. That's not it. But I stand for what's right. Now, with Tara Benson, the awareness community did go and protect and defend Tara Benson against what was being done to her by SP and her minions, terrorizing Tara. And Tara had asked for money on this app, so she would be considered a beggar. But our awareness community knew what SP's group was doing was wrong. and they went and they defended and they wrapped their arms around that girl and they tried their best to protect her. But unfortunately, Tara is now in a box. And that was KK's friend. KK, you were Tara's friend. You left Tara to go join the very person who was terrorizing her. And I do have a question, and I know that KK will post an answer, hopefully. At one point, KK begged on this app. She needed her house payment, her car payment, her electric bill, her water bill. She needed everything paid. She had actually been fired from her job because of TikTok, because of what she was posting on TikTok. She lost her job over TikTok. She was in a financial hardship. She asked for money. A day after posting, she made another post thinking Tara paid for her car payment. So was that our Tara Benson, the very Tara that you walked away from to join her enemies? The ones who beat that girl down so badly, who was 100 days clean, who 10 days before she ended up in a box wrote a letter discussing how she couldn't take it anymore, how they had just destroyed her. Was it? Was that our Tara? God rest her soul. What was done to Tara should never happen to another person on this app. I made a promise to Tara's mother that I would fight to make sure that no one else loses their life to bullying. And I'm going to hold my promise. That was her only child. Her only child. Her mother knew about SP. She knew about what was happening. Tara talked about it. I could never imagine calling someone my friend and leaving them to go and sit with her enemies. They were sad. Rammer was there. I don't know, Burning Bridges. He still has her as a moderator. KK is the one who handed him information, false information about Mackenzie, about Dawn. He went off on Dawn. He went off on Mackenzie, accused him of being racist because KK gave him the information and said so. Let me tell you another thing about Country for Life Snark. So you guys know that Nikki had, the fake husband. Well, she was in a very small Discord with some ladies who had become her friend. They asked Nikki when they were going to get to meet her boyfriend. You know what she said? She immediately said, go to Country for Life Snark's page. We know that a member of that community catfished someone on this app for 5 months because they were so desperate to take people away from Doug. They catfished that woman for 5 months. I'm sorry, when I talk, I don't typically look at the chat. Can you ask the question again, please? I apologize. If she's in here, she was one of Doug's moderators. And this is what this is what they do. This is what SP did, and this is what is still happening. They take people who they call the enablers away from the beggars or the scammers or the people that they cover. They then become a part of their community, and that's how they grow. They can't go anywhere else because no one else wants them. The only way they can grow is to take the people away from the people that they cover. Exactly what SP did. If they go somewhere else within the awareness community, no one wants anything to do with them. One of them that used to be a part of the camper crew went into an awareness community live not too long ago, said that they were there to try and make new friends. And they said, "Wait, you sat with SP, right? Get the hell out of here." And they blocked her. No one in it, they're not awareness. This is not how we conduct awareness. We're not here to hurt people. We're not here to ruin lives. We're here to help people. So why are they hurting people? Our goal is to help people. Why are they hurting people? It's completely contradicting what we stand on, what we're here for. I'm going to let you up. I just don't know if it's because this involves you. I don't want my voice to get muted because I still have a lot more to say. And every time I bring somebody up, that's what happens. But I will let you up.
Apologize for the way that I tried to be respectful to you earlier, okay? But you are hitting everything right on as you're talking, and I appreciate that. I just everything right on is about how people got to have content to talk about what other people do, but what you're doing right now, I appreciate it because you are 100%, 100%, 100% right, and that's all I want to say.
Some people tried to link us together just because she started covering Chris during a time that I just because she started covering Chris during a time that I covered Chris. But no, I've never been an SB. It shouldn't be a competition. But Doug is content. I mean, the man went to AA to try and get himself help. And KK still, but Doug is there to anyone that he was in AA. Anyone, they are working on their sobriety. That's a very personal thing. That's a very personal thing. I, all of us, the real awareness community, we all need to stand together and we cannot allow this to continue. We need to hold those accountable. It needs to stop. They are destroying the awareness community. Stop calling yourself awareness when you're not. Yes, Texas Patriot, I agree with you 100%. Terrorize the man. I posted videos, his videos, that So I proved that he was lying by posting. That's how I brought my awareness to Chris. He was lying by posting his videos. That
I never accused, as a matter of fact, when SP, as much as I dislike him, when SP accused that, I stood up for him. Can y'all hear me okay now? Is my voice muffled or is it better? Is my voice muffled or is it better? Good, okay. But as a community, I just feel trash, or the trash needs to redesignate themselves because they are not awareness. I received the message. Yeah, please tap because I believe that I'm sure I've already gotten one warning. I received a message today saying that KK wanted the Country for Life Snarks live. Oh, by the way, he'll come into your boxes to speak for you. He'll come into your boxes to speak for you. Does anyone not find that? He'll come into your boxes to speak for you. Does anyone not find that you know they're not going to support them because you you know they're not going to support them because you nobody goes live and doesn't speak. Exactly, Barry. If you're not awareness, it goes live and doesn't speak. Stop talking about scammers. Stop battling on the back end. Battling on the back end. And your gifters, the majority of your gifters are the very people that you plucked from the people that you covers, just like SP. The system has not changed. It's the same system that SP taught them. Yeah, same system. Same game, different players. All they did was just change their mask. If you find yourself hating the person that you're covering, you need to step away because your judgment is going to be severely skewed as we see it happening now. No, Buck. In awareness, we don't want to see anyone ask for money on the app. We can't control whether or not people give money. Let me show some screen. It's been a while since I went live and showed screenshots. This might be a little bit smaller. Let me show some screen. It's been a while since I went live and showed screenshots. This might be a little bit small. Reposted. Country for Life reposted that. Take a screenshot of it and blow it up on your phone. Because I'm afraid that, let's see, I tried to make it larger earlier. Let's see, look at this right here. Whose account is this? It has the FAFO, that fuck around, find out. KK has that on her YouTube. I don't know, KK, is this you? I could play your game and accuse you of being this account. You accuse other people of being accounts when you have absolutely no clue who they are. Your so-called proof, your so-called receipts. I don't know, but it's going to take a lot to convince me it wasn't him. Why? Supposedly. It seems like jail would be attempted cover-up. Hold on, let me find another one. Another one right here. Look into the guy. He wears hats with the patches. He has two bags, one duffel bag, one backpack. He matches to sketch and everything. Again, with the patches, he also carries two bags, one duffel bag. We know so much about him that they know the details that he carries two bags, one duffel bag, one backpack. Randomly come across a sketch on the internet. That's somebody who watches that man. That's somebody who watches that man. That's why I'm here telling you all that these people, I feel, because of everything that I have seen, took advantage of a horrible situation and tried to use it to gain views. A dying community, desperate to stay alive because no one else in the awareness community wants anything to do with them, and they desperately want to be recognized by the awareness community, and they never, ever will. That same account. Look here, posting Doug's picture. Now, when they said that Doug whipped it out, he's covering it up. He didn't show his weenie. Who in the hell goes, okay, let's be honest here. Who's gone to the creek, swam, and peed in the water? I asked Google, and approximately 40% of people that go to the creek swim and they piss in the water. He's in the water. Liquor makes you pee. He probably peed multiple times. He's sitting in his chair in the water. Is it inappropriate? Should he have done it while he was alive? No, he shouldn't have. But that does not make the man a predator. Yeah, I'm an investigator. My car is my office. I mean, I actually have a bathroom in my car now because I got tired of peeing on the side of the road. There were no kids actively there during that time. Didn't the families leave like an hour before? This man lives outside. It's perfectly normal for this man to pee outside. He doesn't own a bathroom. He lives in the woods. Doug's not saying that he's the best, he's a stand-up man. Hell, he's already removed himself from society to live alone, to segregate himself, to live alone in the woods. He's not saying that he is an outstanding member of society. Now, this right here is Country for Life Snark's page, dated on the same exact day that the homicide occurred, stating where Doug was at. They knew damn well where Doug was at. Fine, that would connect Doug. There's that sketch. Absolutely. It's absolutely disgusting thing, Doug, to say that you were going to essay somebody's wife. I'm going to call it as I see it. You don't do that. It's these behaviors that people are going to look at. And then when something happens, like when you go pee in the water, when you're on a live, which you shouldn't be peeing on live anyway, that's gonna, KK's just gonna run with that shit. Yes, him and his girlfriend were fighting. I'm gonna find the one of the teacher. This one right here really stood out. Look into the guy that lives off grid. Lives off grid. Doug Lang. He wears a hat with the patches. He also carries the two bags, and they were very specific about the bags. The sketch. The infamous sketch. Thank God they did catch the guy who committed this horrible, horrible act of violence. Let me find my, let's see. There you go. Imagine being a preschool teacher and supporting a predator. Imagine that teacher's employer seeing this post, KK, and then being put on administrative leave, losing an income because you, who have absolutely no qualifications to designate anyone a predator, did so. They did catch him, Liza Tamari. It is a very serious accusation. This, just like myself and 7 other people, of trafficking children, and it's a horrible thing to be accused of. Horrible thing to be accused of. Y'all don't start no drama. You know there's already going to be some videos coming up after my live. Let's be good. Okay, let me see if this be good to make sure that I touch on. Well, we also have to remember that when KK unpeas mod, she did it because she accused she said it was because I was going after her, and if she unmodded herself, then I would have no reason to go after her. But in all actuality, what we mean SP. She said that it was because I was going reason. In reality, what we found out was that she was already on her way out the door. In all actuality, what we SP was already booting her ass. And of course, she made other accusations about me that were not true. But for somebody who knows everything about everybody on this app, even who troll accounts belong to, how did she know nothing about SP? KK, how do you know everything about everybody on this app, but you knew nothing about what SP was doing, even about everybody on this SP was doing, even Ding Ding went live high as you had he and said that you had every pin and password to what SP had. How did you not know? How did you not? He was quote unquote covering that manhunt back in, what was it, late last year, August, September timeframe. She was on live collecting money to purchase food for the law enforcement officials that were on that manhunt. KK corrected me and said, no, she did not collect money. But it's funny that after KK called SP out for being a scammer, she then told everybody that SP collected money during that manhunt. Well, bitch, I was the one who fucking said it first, and you called me a liar. And I have proof. I have who fucking said it. Why have you, KK, not released any of the receipts for the money that SP scanned people of? Are you holding it for leverage against SP? Does SP have something on you? Why have you not released any of the receipts? We can do nothing without those receipts. Once SP started talking about what a shitty person KK is, and she turned on KK, then miraculously KK found all the evidence to prove that SP was a scammer. All the evidence to prove that SP was a scammer. Turned on KK. KK was fine and dandy with everything that SP was doing until SP. It's exactly what SP taught her to do. Gather information on people, dig it all up. Gather information on people, dig it all up. Dig up all their skeletons. Dig it all up. Dig up all their skeletons. That's exactly what SP did. I think many of us have experienced that. When KK has her judgment day, what's she going to say? I spent an enormous amount of time streaming beggars and scammers on YouTube. When KK YouTube from TikTok, but I enabled the biggest, most evil people in all of awareness. KK has also admitted that she's done bad things. Remember, she went into that one live, it had a lot of people in it. She went into, I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to learn from my past mistakes. If I have done anything to hurt anyone in here, please private message me and we can talk about it. No, you know what you've done. You've hurt people in this app, then you publicly go and you apologize to those people and you let everybody know what you have done. Be transparent. Your mistakes should be transparent since you're in awareness. When the members of the Real Awareness community were holding a vigil on Tara Benson, the Tara that was your friend, on Tara Benson, the Tara, the screenshot of KK saying that Tara is the most vile person she has ever known. Were you there at the vigil? No, that somebody farted. Like I said, she knows everything. No, is her right hand, her number one moderator. Nope, has nothing to do with that, Susan. So don't even start that shit. Is her right hand, her number one start that shit. I'm here to talk about what is right and what is wrong. Period. All right, let's just keep it respectful.
I used to be cop, covered up Scotty's trails with the Herman PD to steal a dog, and KK with that. Steal a dog, and KK was involved with that too. Steal a dog, and
Okay.
yeah, yes I will.
I know that you battle with alcohol. Do you think that
I battle with what?
with alcohol, you know,
I can't hear her. Alcohol. Yes, I do. I can't hear her. Alcohol. Yes, I can't hear her. I can't hear what she's saying. Did you get muted? No.
Do you think that your alcoholism would be
Repeat that one more last time. I got my ear right up to the speaker right now. Please say that.
let's see, three?
Right now. Please say that again.
Okay, do you think that if you were not under 24/7 surveillance, okay, do you think that if you were not under 24/7 surveillance, you would be, your alcoholism would be more manageable?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. It just. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You know, it's not an excuse. I'm a grown person, and I've always. It's not an excuse. I'm a grown person, and I've always enjoyed cold beer. But through the situations that I've went through because of like what you're shedding light on, that people bringing awareness on people that are doing good and starting chaos to get their gifters and all people that are doing, it played a big role in with me drinking the way I was drinking. Because I've always been a drinker, but I've never been a chaos to get their gifters and all that, to get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and start drinking.
Well,
And it got worse and worse and worse when I knew Blue was stolen. I knew it was pretty much conspiracy. It was a conspiracy, is what it is. And these people still on this fucking app exist. And there's no consequences. And they think they're fucking cool because they're good at manipulating and playing the fucking game. Because one's a cop and one's a convicted felon. And one cop covered up, well, used to be a cop. One cop covered up the felony. And they don't think there's no consequences, and they think they're untouchable because they got fucking money and they know how to play the game. That's the sickening part of it. And nobody wants to talk about that. They think they're the cool. They're the cool.
have enough to know what's going on, right? And people send me stuff, it catches my attention, and then I pay attention. But when you were on this app before you were caught out by Camper Crew, okay?
Right.
Were you drinking with them?
No, 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 no. I had what set my drinking off, and I slowly had the camper crew coming after me. And it started with me battling. And I think I might have been maybe 3 weeks in the battling after me. And it started, and I had stuff stolen, and I got no proof behind this, but I had these comments, aha, we did this, or how we bolts on my front tire bottom of the hill doing 40 miles per hour, and that front wheel would have came off. No helmet. Just imagine what would have happened to me. What happened to me? And I dropped the N word, and which you should not say that, but I'm prejudiced, and that's not how I meant it. And that's when the ball game began down in Ward Hill with me, and it was with Gypsy Lullaby the next day. And I Lullaby the next day with saying that I'm a.
Okay, so you have been trying to do the best way that you can, and as an addict goes to their drug of choice, which in your case it would be alcohol, and that's how you've been coping through all of this,
Um,
and that's
so
so what you need to do, but lay off of him a little bit. If he's begging, then yeah, we call people out for begging. That's what we do in awareness.
if someone's scamming, we call them out for scamming. But this man is telling you that what you're doing is destroying him.
That's what they want. They want to destroy me, and I realized this a long time ago. They just want to push my buttons because they know if they push my buttons hard enough, I'll get stressed and I'll relapse. And they proved that time and time again. I got to be stronger than what strong is what it comes down to.
But what I
And that's exactly what it comes down to.
is that okay? I've heard people say, and even they told somebody who's one of your supporters, you give Doug money and he gets on that bike and he hurts someone or kills someone, then you're going to be responsible. First of all, that's bullshit.
That's their manipulation tactics. That's all that is.
The person. But you also, everyone that is saying that, we live in the United States of America. This is a free country. Unfortunately, the law doesn't work that way. It doesn't work prophylactically. Nothing can prevent him from getting on his bike drunk or hurting. It takes something to happen before law enforcement is going to take action. And you might not agree, but that's just the way it is. We live in the United States of America. If you don't like those girls, then take your ass to jail.
That just
I'm not saying drink and drive. I'm not saying that I agree with it. Until it, unfortunately, it takes something serious to happen or something bad to happen. I'm going to let you know. They're not.
It's hard to hear you.
Yeah, it happens every time I let somebody up.
All right, it's hard to hear you.
Yeah, it happens every time I let somebody up. You want to drop? You want me to drop you? Okay. So what I was saying is that I've heard. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Is it better now? Is it better? Hold on. Let me. Okay. How about now? Better? Good. Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is that I have seen people, for example, one of Doug's supporters, I think he refers to her as pet something or mom. I've heard responsible because she gave him the money to drink with. That's not how it works.
Um, we live in the United States of America. That's not how our justice system works. Unfortunately, it does take something to happen before action will be. Fortunately, it does take something to happen before action will be taken. The law and take that bike away from him. Let's lock him up so that he can't hurt anyone. It doesn't work that way. If you don't like the way our laws are written, then go to Capitol Hill and lobby for change. Because it just is the way it is. Yeah, Greasy Spoon, then go to Capitol Hill and lobby for change. See, my phone right here doesn't have like a cell contract. It's just an old phone, and I could upgrade it, but then that would mean that I would have to have a phone bill. And since I already have free phones, I don't want to have to give myself a phone bill. And I just prefer not to use my work phones. I can if I need to, but I just prefer not to. So I apologize. Hi, Megatron. How are you? Yeah, that's there's a lot of things that we don't like. About our justice system. If you don't like it, then all I can say is, you know, take time off of TikTok, go to Washington and lobby. That's how you do that. That's how you make change. Because they're obsessed with you, Doug. You are an obsession. And that's my whole obsession. They need to take a step back. This isn't healthy for anyone. It's that she has serious mental issues. If you have serious mental issues, why are you doing this? It can't be healthy for her. And I say that respectfully. Yeah, I'm not, yeah, I say that respectfully. Absolutely not obsessed with KK, but I feel strongly about what standing up for what's right. And I see the awareness community crumbling, and it's that is causing it to crumble. So, baby doll, I don't know. What do you feel that you owe her an apology for? I'm not speaking person that she was talking to that's claimed to be her husband. Um, husband. Um, hold on. Oh, can y'all tap so that maybe it'll help the freeze out of nowhere? Oh, can y'all tap in my live? And then suddenly they're getting married. She told me that she had never met him in person. They'd only talked on the phone. He told her that he was going to buy them a house, a 5-bedroom house. He was going to buy it too good to be true. And then she also, when asked by some friends of hers in a small Discord if they were going to get to meet her boyfriend, she told everyone immediately, "We'll go to Country for Stark's page." And then we find out that Palm Trees was catfished. Trees was catfished by Eric, who was Scotty Still Blue, for 5 months, led that woman to believe that they were having a relationship together. Eric is who works hand in hand with KK, who is in the secret discords where they sit and they plot and they plan all the sneaky shit that they're going to do. So I was very concerned that Nikki was being taken advantage of. Very concerned because Nikki was vulnerable. She had already gotten out of a horrible relationship with Chris, a 13-year relationship, and I did not want anyone else to take advantage of her, and that's exactly what I thought was happening. And then I proved that that man was affiliated with SP because he posted on Reddit. I pulled up his history of SP because he posted on SP a year prior supporting SP. So he 100% supported SP. Supporting SP. So he 100% supported SP. He never supported SP, but I posted the proof that he did. So y'all tell me if they haven't fucking done that shit to Nikki also. They're so desperate to get people away from the people that they're covering, they're willing to fish their moderators. Yes, Scat Pack, that's what's said. We don't know. But I do have Nikki's mom's phone number, and I am going to call her. I want to know. I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth because, we protected Nikki the best that we could. And if that was done to Nikki, then I failed to protect her. You take a woman who was a year out of being out of a very bad situation, relationship, someone starts giving them, a man begins to give them some attention. They spend an excessive amount of time on the phone talking. Scotty Stove Blue spent an excessive amount of time chatting with palm trees. I have every single message, hundred message, hundreds of messages, hundreds, if not 1,000. There are so many messages. It's so many messages to someone. Nikki was in a process of healing, getting better, and improving her life for her and her children. So if that in fact did happen, going better, and I'm going to find out, and I'm going to let all of y'all know. She was doing so good. She was doing so good. What? One of these women, and if that happened to Nikki, people that KK associates with. Yes, law enforcement told why he probably hadn't called them regarding the dog being unalived. Yes, law enforcement told me or was not in a different state because warrants like that don't show up in the NCIC system. Civil case. Texas Patriot, what they would do if they didn't bash Doug and obsess over him, KK would go live and she would play video games and she would have 3 people show up. That's exactly what she did when Scotty got on her ass and she stopped streaming him. She wants to claim that she stopped streaming. She wants to claim that she stopped streaming him because he was doing better. No, live. Exactly what she stopped streaming him because Scotty got on her ass. Because she posted the man while he was in an AA meeting because he felt obligated to do so to prove to the trolls. And he shouldn't have felt that he needed to prove to strangers on the internet anything regarding his sobriety. If there's anyone here that is an addict, then I would assume that is a very, very personal time for you. They need Doug. Doug is their content. Just the truth. Okay, with warrants, okay, law usually they don't, sometimes they do. In this case, he did, and they can tell you if they want to, and he did. He told me that. And there's no updates on Loki. Yeah, I wonder who they learned to obsess from. Just what somebody, and she would sit on that person and she would ride them until she destroyed them. Person and she would ride them until she destroyed them. He didn't say he has an active warrant for child support, and I'm sure that it's in South Carolina in his system otherwise. Yeah, when I sent all the information over to the investigator, I included everything that he needed to know. I included the videos that he needed to see. Love my kids, so they have everything. Susan, we can't pretend like we're KK and accuse people of being people without proof. That's like the whole point of this fucking live tonight was to stop making accusations about people that aren't true. Oh, Leo, because KK said that she did that before. Said that she did that before she became awareness. KK took money from Scotty. KK accepted $50 from Scotty. He cash apped it to her. She did not ask for it, but she sure as hell didn't send it back. KK's people's real identity. Well, there's a lot of information I still have not released, but people who are in a Discord, the one that's affiliated with the YouTube chat, anybody who uses their Facebook and their real name, KK is going to be an armchair detective. She's going to do what SP taught her. She's going to dig up all your skeletons and she's going to publicize it to the whole fucking TikTok. That's exactly what SP did. But see, just like SP had different levels of private communities for people to talk behind the scenes, KK has also organized different chats exactly like SP. I mean, it's the exact same system. So, depending on how deeply you are embedded within those remnants of Camper Crew, and for all of you all who don't act on those behaviors, I'm not talking about y'all. I know a lot of people have been labeled Camper Crew that are no longer affiliated with that, and it's a small group of them. That's the ones I'm talking. She has to accept it. She did not reject it. But she says, but I blocked him afterwards on Cash App. Well, honey, you accepted it. So what if somebody sent Doug money? Honey, you accepted it. So what if somebody sent Doug money? I blocked her. You would drag that man. So why shouldn't you be drugged? Just the truth. You be drug. Because if you are, I would love to speak with you. And I even tried to reach because you today was catfished for a long time. Okay, yeah. I have Nikki's mom's number. I know how to directly call them. I can't trust anyone unless there's so much shady shit that went on with that unless I actually see Nikki come into a box, then I'll believe it. Then I'll believe it. You don't, Texas, you don't. Yeah, Jeffrey. See, that gives even more reason to believe that what I suspect happened. Well, if you're Nikki, then come on up in the box. Otherwise, that's typical shit that the camper crew remnants do. See, camper crew remnants. Which one is it? Is it Tatted Tutu? Is it Rebel Dog? Is it Sunshine 01? Is it KK? Is it Eric? Why would Eric Gardner? Why would Eric be associated with SP when Chris is his best friend? Were they working together somehow? Because Chris needed SP and SP needed Chris. So was Eric somehow facilitating that? It's very sketchy. Not a good look. Just for anyone, as a warning, if you involve yourself with the group, just be aware of what you're getting yourself into. If you involve yourself, this is awareness. Awareness, we bring awareness, and that's what I'm doing tonight. I know the SP has said, she told the mole that she mailed letters. So, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, I'm sure. Absolutely, Leo. Oh, I've known about that light for a long time. Ever since KK accused me of body shaming her child, which was a total lie. She lied to everybody to try and make herself look like a victim just because I called her ass out. I called KK out, and then she told everyone that I bought it because of something that was posted. So I showed what was posted. Totally covered up her kid. Totally covered it up. No one would have ever known that that was her had KK not mentioned. But told everyone I bought that kid. No, I did not. I but told everyone I body shamed that kid. No, I didn't. that I don't appreciate being lied on. And that was just a flat out lie. Appreciate being lied on. We're here for all of it. Many people were here for this live. People were here for this live. Thank you, Megatron. But see, thank you, Megatron. A few people who do believe it because they don't do their own research. They don't stop and go and, watch that whole entire live that I researched. They don't stop and go and, watch that whole entire live that I had. They don't ask other people who are respected within the community, hey, did truth really say this? They would have been told no. They immediately posted a video on her YouTube when she was being served papers and she covered her own face up. It's like, why? I don't know. All right, guys. I'm gonna get ready to hop off, but I really appreciate for you guys coming in. I really do take what I do seriously. I'm passionate about it. I see this community crumbling. I think that we can all stand together, and if we can stop the fake awareness people from spreading all the lies and misinformation and propaganda, then, our community will continue to be strong. It's got to continue to be strong. It's got to be accountability over community. Very welcome. Hi, Jenna Stronger. You're welcome. I appreciate y'all for taking your time out tonight and spending it here with me. Girl, you ain't kidding. Like, awareness it's very, very time consuming. Very time consuming. I spend, when I'm on the road a lot, and I'll spend that time, when I'm driving from A to B, listening to videos. I have people that watch out for things for me, and they'll contact me and send me things that they think are relevant or things that I might be interested in. So I really appreciate that. I'm glad that you're doing good, Jen. Thank you, Sissy. I'm glad that it has been helpful for you, Jen. And that's what, as it want to see people become self-sufficient. Thank you, Railroader, and I'm so glad that you came in. It's always good to see you. And thank you for my moderators for working so hard. Thank you, Railroader, and I'm so glad that you came in. And thank all of you who stayed and listened and tuned in for the live. Thank you all for being respectful to everyone listen to everyone, but remember, we all have the right to assert ourselves and stand up for what we feel is wrong. You should never, and if you see something that's not right, you have every right to speak out against it. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing so, reach out. Know, you know, you don't want their reputation to begin to affect what people, you don't want their reputation to begin to affect what people think of you. Character's important. All right, everyone, have a good night, and we'll see you soon.